Sometimes, the most powerful person in the room is the one no one notices. That's exactly what happened on Gate 3A, during what should have been a quiet Tuesday morning flight. And the man no one expected? His name was Mr. Samuel Everett. Elderly. Calm. Dressed sharp but simple. A pressed blazer, polished shoes, silver cufflinks. He moved with quiet grace, not flashy, not loud, but with something stronger, presence. He was traveling alone. First class. Confirmed seat. But when he stepped forward to check in, the woman at the counter didn't greet him. She frowned. Looked him up and down. And without even scanning his ticket, said, "Sir, this line is for priority passengers only." Samuel smiled politely and handed her his boarding pass. "It's first class," he said, kindly. She barely looked. "Do you have ID?" He gave it to her, calm, respectful. She glanced at the name, paused, then leaned over to the agent beside her and whispered something. Then, she stepped back to him and said, "I'm going to need you to wait right over there while we verify something." Passengers behind him shifted, annoyed. The businessman 3 spots back rolled his eyes. Samuel simply nodded and stepped aside. He didn't argue. He didn't protest. He just waited. 5 minutes passed. Then 10. The woman ignored him the entire time, calling other passengers, smiling at them, laughing even. When Samuel politely stepped forward again and asked, "Is everything all right?" she raised her voice, loudly enough for others to hear. "Sir, I already told you to wait. We're confirming your details." People looked. Some stared. That's when the airport security guard walked over. Tall. White. Tactical vest. Hands near his belt, not aggressive, but not relaxed either. "Is there a problem here?" he asked the woman. She didn't explain. She didn't mention the boarding pass. She simply said, "I'm not comfortable with this passenger. Can you remove him from the gate area?" Samuel turned slowly. Calmly. Looked at the guard. Then looked back at her. And then, he reached into his jacket. Pulled out a sleek, matte black phone. Tapped a single number. Put it to his ear. "Before I show you what happened after that call, and how this entire terminal fell silent, be sure to subscribe to this channel. Because what you're watching right now isn't just about a man being disrespected. It's about what happens when power wears a quiet face, and walks into the wrong room." "Good morning," Samuel said into the phone. "It's Everett. I'm at Terminal B, Gate 3A. You're going to want to handle this immediately." The security guard took a step back. The woman behind the counter scoffed. "What, are you calling a lawyer?" Samuel didn't even look at her. "Give me Director Myers," he said into the phone. "This is a direct alert." The guard glanced at the badge on Samuel's blazer, a small, discreet lapel pin, barely noticeable. But not to trained eyes. It was the emblem of an international aviation oversight board, the kind only high-level executives carry. Samuel stepped to the side, still on the phone. "Tell them this airport just violated protocol. Discrimination, escalation, and improper passenger handling. I'll give you the full report when I land, assuming I'm still on this flight." The woman behind the counter went pale. But Samuel? Still calm. Still quiet. Because when you know who you are, you don't have to raise your voice to be heard. And if you've ever felt like Samuel, overlooked, dismissed, or spoken down to, not because of anything you did, but because of how you looked, then it's time you started walking with your head higher. There's a tool that's helping people like you reset their energy, confidence, and even income, not through force, but through alignment. It's called the 369 Manifestation Code, a 3-digit frequency technique based on Tesla's vibration principles. And it's changing lives. The link is in the first pinned comment. Click it when you're ready to stop playing small, and start commanding attention without saying a word. Back at the terminal, the call ended. Samuel put the phone away. Then, he turned to the counter and said one thing. You'll want to call your supervisor. Now. Because when the next phone rang, it wouldn't be his. It took less than 6 minutes. 6 minutes from the moment Samuel ended the call, to the moment everything changed. The woman behind the counter was still pretending to be busy, her fingers tapping nervously at the keyboard, glancing up, down, anywhere but at him. The security guard hadn't moved. His posture had shifted, though. Less confident. More cautious. Then came the voice over the airport's internal radio. Attention, Gate 3A. Executive Protocol Team en route. Clear the area. The woman froze. Samuel stood still. And then, 2 men in black suits walked briskly through the terminal, no hesitation, no badge flashing. They didn't need to. Their presence said it all. They approached the counter. One of them pulled out a tablet and showed it to the woman. Are you the agent who denied boarding to Mr. Everett? He asked plainly. She glanced at Samuel, then back at them. I was just following procedure, she stammered. Which procedure? The man asked. She opened her mouth, and then closed it again. Because there was no procedure. Just an assumption. Just a choice. The second man turned to the security guard. Did you attempt to remove this passenger? I was responding to the gate agent's request, he replied carefully. Did the passenger pose a threat? No. Did he raise his voice? No. Did he fail to comply with any request? No. The first man turned to Samuel and extended his hand. Mr. Everett, I apologize for the inconvenience. We'll be resolving this immediately. Samuel shook his hand, still calm. I appreciate your professionalism, he said. The man nodded. Your seat is ready. And I've just cleared an update for all partner staff across terminals. This won't happen again. Then he turned back to the gate agent. You're dismissed from your station. Effective immediately. A formal review will follow. She blinked. You can't. Yes, I can. She looked around, expecting someone to defend her. No one did. Samuel walked forward slowly, his posture straight, his steps deliberate. The other passengers who had been watching now pretended not to. But they knew. Everyone knew. The man they had dismissed was someone important. Not because of a title. Not because of money. But because he carried himself with unshakable self-respect, and didn't flinch when others tried to take it from him. Later that week, an internal report was leaked. It confirmed what many suspected. Samuel Everett was more than just a passenger. He was a former aviation commissioner, a private shareholder in multiple airline conglomerates, and a man known for enforcing international anti-discrimination policies in airports worldwide. The gate agent had unknowingly profiled one of the most respected figures in the aviation industry. And when asked if he wanted to press charges, he declined. He simply said, I don't need revenge. I just need people to be better. Let me leave you with this. The loudest power isn't always the most effective. Sometimes, it's the quiet confidence of knowing you don't have to prove anything to anyone. Samuel didn't shout. He didn't beg. He made one call, because he knew his worth. And if you've ever been in a situation where you were judged by your skin, your clothes, your age, your calmness, remember, dignity isn't loud, it's unshakable. And if you're ready to align your life with that kind of quiet power, clarity, and control, click the link in the first pinned comment. The 369 manifestation code is helping people shift their energy, their presence, and their path, without having to scream for attention. Power isn't about proving. It's about knowing. If this story moved you, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment below. Have you ever been underestimated, until they learned the truth? Let's talk about it. You never know who's watching. Or who's about to make a call that changes everything.